All right, welcome to the 3 secrets that may supercharge the performance of your 401k account. I'm Colette Snyder, and I'm an investment advisor representative with JH Advisors, and we are in Lakewood, Colorado. Our office is in the First Bank of Belmar, and we have been helping people plan for retirement for 9 years here in Lakewood. My company is Holst Advisors, and we have been featured in Investment News Magazine, Colorado's Best, and Best Rated Local. And in the next 20 to 30 minutes, you're going to learn the 3 secrets that may supercharge the performance of your 401k. So these tips work for 401ks, 403bs, 457s, and the government's TSP plan. But for today, we're going to simply use the term 401k when talking about all workplace retirement accounts. Now, it might be helpful to have your current 401k statement in front of you. And feel free to pause this video if you need to go and grab it. Before I get started, I got a little legal obligatory speed reading for you. So these are disclosures that we are required to provide. Basically, they explain that any reference to past performance is not a guarantee of future results or indicative of the performance achieved by any specific client. Any reference to performance in this workshop is hypothetical and does not reflect the actual performance of any particular investment strategy. We also have some quotes in the workshop for which we are required to give proper credit. So, diving right into it. Pensions are going away, and more of us are faced with providing our own personal pensions during retirement, which means the success of our 401k is really more important than it's ever been before, because it's up to us to make good choices now. No one else is going to take care of us later. In my industry, there's some bad guys, some greedy people who systematically disconnect people from their money and control their account performance in very sophisticated ways. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be a victim of their tactics, and you can be a successful 401k investor. So, daydream with me for a minute. What does your ideal retirement life look like? What are you doing? With a potentially supercharged 401k, can you feel more confident and more easily see luxury vacations versus backyard staycations? Could you retire sooner? How about your dream house or property? Well, what about the freedom to pursue your passions and hobbies? Or what about the greater ability to help your family or favorite charity in the future? Let me hit you with some crazy stats. There are 88 million investors like you who are largely responsible for managing their own assets. If you can believe, of those 88 million investors, 92% have no idea what they're paying in fees. And just 9% of 401k participants have set up auto rebalancing where it is available. That means most of them are setting it and forgetting it. So what are the 3 secrets successful 401k investors use that may supercharge their corporate retirement accounts? Here we go. Secret number 1. If we're not confident investors, we're told to invest in target date funds or lifestyle funds like 2025, 2030, 2040, 2050, because they will automatically adjust your account allocations as you go through life, which sounds pretty good, right? Really popular choice out there. But successful 401k investors avoid target date funds. Why? The reality is that target date funds often underperform in good markets and do a poor job of managing downside risk during tough markets. In fact, Morningstar analyst Jeffrey Holt warned in March of 2018, just last year, that in the long run, the biggest risk in target date funds is that they won't meet investor expectations for avoiding losses. The truth is, there's really no such thing as a one-size-fits-all type of investment. To help you understand why, let's look at 2 different people. Let's look at Mary and Stephen. Mary and Stephen, they're both set to retire in 2025. Mary's been in the workforce for 35 years. She's been with the same company for 22 years, and she's been promoted to senior management. She's been able to maximize her savings for the last 22 years, and she got some help choosing her retirement investments all those years. She's done a really good job with investing and saving, and she knows that she's only 6 years from retirement and doesn't want to jeopardize the 22 years of investing success. So she's really concerned with protecting her money this close to retirement. Now let's look at Stephen. Stephen's also lumped into that same 2025 retirement, but his story is much different. Like Mary, Stephen's been working for 35 years, but he's had 6 different jobs in the last 35 years. And he's never risen to senior management and received the pay that goes along with it. He also went through a divorce 25 years ago, and he's been paying child support since. And that's made it really hard for him to maximize his savings. To make matters worse, during the stock market crash of 2008, Stephen lost 45% of his savings. He was so upset that he moved the rest of his money to cash, and it stayed there until 2016. So he effectively missed one of the greatest gains in recent stock market history. Stephen would like to retire around 2025, but he feels like he really needs to make up for lost time, and he needs to be more aggressive. Now let me ask you a question. Are Mary and Stephen the same investors at all? Do you see where target date funds have the potential to really do harm? Does it make any sense that Mary and Stephen should be in the same strategy? No, they're completely different investors. I mean, it doesn't even pass the common sense test. However, according to the target date fund manager philosophy, it doesn't matter if you live in Maine or Southern California. If you're a doctor or a plumber or an engineer or a manager, everyone's exactly the same. I believe we can do a whole lot better. So in review, secret number 1, target date funds, they may miss their target. Okay. Secret number 2, 401k investors are told they should rely on the advice given by the company's investment representative. But successful 401k investors rely on independent advice from a third party. And this might not be the first time you've heard that independent advice from a third party might be the better way to go, because here's why. In reality, the American public, you should be cautious about getting help from a company's plan representative. It's possible that you'll be steered towards high-cost investments or investments that might help the brokerage firm more than you, and possibly even encouraged to use underperforming funds. So that means a lot of Americans fail to get any meaningful help with their 401ks. Can you relate to any of the following reasons why many people avoid getting the help they need? Have you ever felt embarrassed by the size of your account and thought, well, it won't make any difference whether you get help or not, so you don't get the help you need? Can you relate to the feeling of past performance disconnecting you from feeling hopeful about achieving your sales goals? Savings goals? It's amazing how the stock market crash of 2008 is still really fresh in the minds of many Americans. Can you relate? Or how about, do you ever feel powerless? Like you don't have any control over your 401k investment performance? Like it doesn't matter what you do, so why bother? You're just on the ride. I also hear a lot of people say that they think their employer is making changes to their investments for them on their behalf. And the truth is they're not, and they cannot. It's your account. Have you ever felt intimidated or embarrassed by financial jargon and financial advisors? A lot of people say these feelings of intimidation and embarrassment stop them from seeing a plan representative for guidance and getting the help they need because they don't want to feel stupid. I mean, who does? Just to help you understand the importance of making choices, of getting help making choices in your retirement account, I want to tell you about a research study. Morningstar analyst David Blanchett revealed in his 2014 study that participants receiving expert guidance with their workplace retirement accounts starting at age 40 with $75,000 could have as much as 40% more income during retirement versus the exact same person who did not get any help. So you're really not powerless. You do have the ability to help yourself. So be smart. Make a plan on how to find trustworthy third-party advice. Because you know that the stock market, trade policies, taxes, and earnings reports, they're constantly changing. So the advice you receive and the investments you choose should follow these changes as best they can. So secret number 2 for review, get you some third-party advice. Okay, we're almost done. Now here's the most important secret. We're on to secret number 3. In the past, many people were told that a traditional buy and hold strategy can work well. After all, you're a long-term investor, right? So in other words, set it and forget it. But Morningstar conducted a study of the top 100 best performing mutual funds between 1998 and 2013, and the study showed that in any given year, of the top 100 best performing mutual funds, the very next year, only half of the time did even 9 of the top 100 remain in the top 100 the very next year. So the study is telling us as investors, it's really not wise to buy and hold because you can do better. So here's secret number 3. Successful 401k investors rebalance their account allocations every quarter or 4 times per year. Let me repeat. Successful 401k investors rebalance their account allocations every quarter or 4 times per year. That's not 4 times in your career or every time you change jobs. It's every quarter because the world doesn't stand still. So why should your 401k? Recent studies have revealed that investors who get independent help rebalancing their account may receive more than 3% or more in additional annual return. Now, 3% might not sound like a big number to you, but when you apply that to the balance of your account and you see what 3 little percentage points can do, especially over a long period of time, you'll be really impressed. But unfortunately, 80% of 401k investors fail to rebalance. I mean, most of them, they just don't know that they're supposed to be doing this, right? Or that this could help. This 18-year chart illustrates the potential better performance when properly rebalancing your workplace retirement account on a quarterly basis with third-party help. So let's run through this real quick. I know it looks kind of complex, but I'm going to break it down for you. The gold line, there it is, on the chart represents a hypothetical account with a buy and hold philosophy. Okay, so this is what a lot of people are doing. Now, the green line represents the potential increase in account performance using third-party advice and proper quarterly rebalancing. To the right of the graph, you will see the ending values of the initial investment of $100,000 illustrated in gold and green. And then in red, there it is. There's the difference, the potential difference of that 3%. It's pretty big, right? Take a closer look to the right of the graph and you will also see the acronym CAGR. CAGR. Okay, and that stands for compound annual growth rate. You'll see the potential difference between the numbers in the green and gold just below the CAGR number. You'll also see the riskalyzed number. So the riskalyzed number is a measurement of risk up to 100, with 100 being the most risky and 0 being the least risky. So in this chart, you can see that the green results were achieved using less risk than the portfolio in gold. Okay, so the green line got higher with less risk than the gold line. And isn't it the whole goal of investing, to get the most amount of money for the least amount of risk? Below the line graph, you will also see the loss exposure profile. Oops. Where is it? Loss exposure profile. This shows how each account would have performed during tough markets. And you can see that the unmanaged allocations experienced much larger losses. That's the gold during these periods. To the right of the loss exposure profile, you'll see the red box titled maximum drawdown. Maximum drawdown represents the maximum percentage of loss experienced in the day it happened. So you can see the difference third-party advice and properly quarterly rebalancing can have. It's not only important, guys, what you earn, but it's so important about what you keep. Losses have a huge impact on your future account value. So properly rebalancing every quarter is so key. So these 3 secrets can help you financially, as we've already talked about, but they also might help you emotionally. And here's how. Knowing your account is potentially better optimized can help you move from apathetic about your 401k to engaged, from either not knowing what you're paying in fees or worse, paying excessive fees, to potentially optimizing the investment fees you pay in your 401k. And from frustrated with effective rebalancing to confidently rebalancing each and every quarter. So what are your options? Well, there's 3. 1, you can close your eyes and hope for the best. In today's fast-paced world, it can be really difficult to accomplish everything you already have to do in your to-do list. So why add to the stress of worrying about it? Why should you worry about what you should or shouldn't be doing with your 401k strategy? Just to be clear, this is a do-nothing strategy, and lots of Americans are doing this one already. Okay? The next strategy is going to be a go it alone. And honestly, there's plenty of resources out there for investors. Certainly with the information we just shared with you, you can figure out your own system and see how it works. But there are 2 key questions to ask. Do you have the time to figure it out? And can you afford the cost of errors during the trial and error approach? Think about it. Last, you could use third-party advice. Obviously, guys, that's what we're advocating here. So I want to introduce you to 401k Maneuver. 401k Maneuver was recently featured on the NASDAQ Jumbotron in the heart of Times Square. And here's a few companies whose employees have already hired 401k Maneuver. And with 401k Maneuver, you can simply receive personalized investment recommendations emailed to you at the beginning of each and every quarter. So there's absolutely no need to meet with an investment advisor or plan salesperson. It's simply a third party who provides meaningful and objective advice that you need and deserve. And the best part is your account doesn't need to move. It stays right where it is with your employer. Nothing changes. 401k Maneuver simply takes the pain out of optimizing your account by providing quarterly allocation recommendations based on your individual tolerance for risk, unlike the target date funds, right? Current market conditions and the menu of choices made available by your employer. You will never be lumped into an age group of people who don't share the same past account performance, have different tolerances for risk, different income levels, and ability to save. It's really that personalized. So with just a few pieces of information, you can be on your way to optimizing your 401k and give yourself the opportunity to potentially maximize your retirement investing results. The only things you need to provide 401k Maneuver to join the community is your name, your email address, a complete risk tolerance questionnaire, your current 401k statement, and the current investment choices or menu available at work. And once you join the Maneuver Nation of successful 401k investors, you will receive in your inbox, let's go back a little bit, in your inbox, your recommended quarterly allocations based on current market conditions, economic trends, and tailored to your tolerance for risk. You'll also get a quarterly market overview that's easy to understand. You'll be updated about what happened last quarter, where we are now, and where things might be headed in the short term and immediate future. And as a member of the Maneuver Nation, you don't have to suffer the pain and embarrassment of not understanding industry jargon, or the feeling that your account is not big enough to get the help that it needs, or the feeling like you might be pushed into something that you don't want, like high cost funds, because Maneuver simply provides advice on the investments you should be choosing in your account. Using 401k Maneuver, it's like being an expert in investment picking without ever having to actually be an expert. So if all this did was help you buy a nicer house, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you more confidently during your retirement pursue your passions and hobbies, would it be worth it? If all this did was give you the ability to better provide for your family, favorite charity, would it be worth it? So you're probably wondering, what's the investment? AKA, what is the program cost? And the investment in your future is based on your account, the size of your account, and it's billed monthly. There it is, billed monthly via credit card and potentially through your employer. So I want to show you how to see that. And we're at a bit of a crossroads here. If you are a DIYer and you like to do things yourself, in the next few slides, I'm going to show you how to find out how much the program would cost, what it could potentially do to benefit you, and how to enroll all by yourself. If you're interested, but you want to learn more, and if you want to talk to a human being, you can shoot me an email or give me a call. There's me. That's my picture on the screen there. There's my phone number, and there's my email address. You can call or you can email. And we're in the First Bank of Lakewood. So if you're local, you can call and set up an appointment to come in and talk more about the program. Or if you're interested, but you're not quite ready to enroll, check out the website on the screen. You can visit the site to learn more about the program and do some of your own research. And if none of this interests you, then vaya con Dios, mi amigo. But if you're still with me, now I'm going to quickly show you how to calculate the difference 401k Maneuver could make in your life, how much it costs, and how to enroll. So open up your web browser and type in this address that you see on your screen, or check the description for the link. It's 401kmaneuver.com/Joanne-Holst-LP. And just start scrolling a little bit. You'll see the menu down there at the bottom. It says 401k calculator. So click on that. And you'll see this screen here. So first, enter your current 401k account balance. Then enter your estimated interest rate, what percentage you think you're earning on that puppy, and then put in how many years you think it's going to be until you retire, and then hit calculate. And there it is. Okay, that's what you're projected to be on track for right now. Now, keep in mind, this is not including contributions that you're making or that your employer is making. So it could be a lot higher is the reason why I say that. Okay, so now go over to the right and click the calculate button over here on the right. Okay, there it is. There's the difference. There's the difference that potentially 3% more could earn you in the future on your current 401k plan. Okay, so now scroll down a little bit and you will see a button that says estimate your monthly cost. Click on that and you'll see this screen, and now you can find out how much it's going to cost. So enter your current account balance and then hit calculate, and your monthly credit card investment is displayed to the right in green, and that's how much you're going to pay per month. So you probably heard the expression that it takes money to make money. So there's your investment. Okay, so if you're ready to give the program a go, let's go over how to enroll. And of course, if you're not happy, you can stop the program at any time without any penalties or long-term commitments. This is a month-to-month program. So head down to the very bottom of the homepage and look for the button Enroll Today. Look for the section here that says Enroll Today. Enter your first name and your email address. And again, here's our contact info right here. Here's the lovely Joanne Holst, our CFP here in the office. And enter your first and last name and then hit submit. And after you do that, you will go to this page and it's going to ask you for some of your personal information. So fill this in and hit pause if you need to take a minute to do this, then click go to step 2. And next we're gonna need to find out what your risk tolerance is. We talked about this, how important it is to do a risk tolerance questionnaire. So click the top button that says click here to find your score. Okay, so now you're gonna be taken to the questionnaire. So go ahead and fill this thing in. It's a 13-question risk profile questionnaire, so we can customize your quarterly recommendations. And when you finish all 13 questions, click display my score. Again, feel free to hit pause if you need to. There's your number. Write that down or remember it because you're gonna need to enter it on the next page right here. That's where you go. Put the number in there and then click on go to step 3. And at step 3, you're going to be seeing some PDFs to review. Click on those and look through them so you feel comfortable about the service. And then once you've reviewed them, click yes to the acknowledgements, and then you'll be asked to estimate your monthly cost again for confirmation. So enter in, once again, your account balance and calculate it so you can see your monthly commitment there. And then click go to step 4. Okay, now go ahead and confirm your personal billing information. Keep in mind, you're not going to be charged until you receive your first quarterly allocation recommendation. So this form is only to verify your credit card details. 401k Maneuver will not be sending your first report until the beginning of the next calendar quarter and only sends 4 reports a year. Okay, we're almost done. After you've confirmed your personal information, please enter your credit card details at the bottom of the page and click Become a Member. The very last thing you need to do is upload your most recent workplace retirement account statement and menu of choices available at work. If you don't know how to get this information, you can log into your 401k portal or contact your HR representative for help. So there's a couple different ways that you can upload these documents. You can fax them, you can email them, or you can snail mail them. But the best way to do it is to click the last button there and upload the documents right on the screen. Follow the prompts here. It'll show you how to select your most recent statement. Click upload. Upload your full plan investment menu. Upload, and then click finish. And that's it. That's all. If you still have questions and you want to talk to someone, please give me a call. My number again, it's 720-287-5880. You can check the description for the link to the website and for the contact info. We're in the First Bank of Belmar in Lakewood, so like I said, you can make an appointment. Come on in and see us. I know it can be kind of scary to sign up for things online, especially entering your credit card into a website. So give us a call and do your research so that you feel super comfortable before you do this. And yeah, let us know how we can help. And thank you for joining the growing list of smart 401k investors via our 3 401k secrets workshop. I'm really happy that you decided to invest this time in your future. And be sure to tell your family and friends how they too can take control of their 401k, because your future self will thank you. I hope to see you as a member of the Maneuver Nation.